What the hell?
I'm doing a crossword and I figured out the theme. It's homonyms. Pairs, pairs, pairs.
Released in 2016 and available for the PC and PlayStation 4, it's Firewatch from developer Campo Santo and published by Panic. What you're currently seeing on screen is the PC version of the game running on max settings. My PC specs will be down below in the description if you're interested. In Firewatch, you play as Henry as he starts his new job, you guessed it, as a Firewatch, to more or less escape from some very personal things in his life. From there, you begin speaking with your neighboring watch Delilah over the walkie-talkie system.
Good morning, Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some...
Things start off simple enough, cleaning up trash around the park, telling off teenagers who keep lighting fireworks in the dry season. But to keep this review spoiler-free, things begin to get a bit more complicated. But is it any good? Let's find out with the good.
There's some guy out here giving me the creeps.
The creeps? Wait, he's looking at you? Is he doing anything else?
I don't think so.
Henry, there's something someone should have told you about this area.
What is it?
It's outside.
Come on.
The whole thing. And people come and go as they please. It's madness.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Easily the best aspect of this game is the aesthetics of it. When I first saw the trailers and gameplay for Firewatch, I was immediately drawn in by its gorgeous visuals. Firewatch is a beautiful blended art style mixing both cartoony and realism, a mix of simplistic and the complex. Throw in some warm color palettes on top of that with some great looking backdrops and skyboxes and it's a fantastic looking game. But not only does the game look great,
This vista is incredible.
Which one?
Down the hill from my tower. There's a canyon and then the rest of, well, everything.
Yeah, you should see what I'm looking at. An eagle has been hovering over...
the atmosphere is incredible. The mix of emotions this game will throw at you, from sadness to a sense of comfort to then paranoia. This game digs deep in these emotions and tries to make a point of topic out of them. The game is also just littered with a ton of little details and charm, from the items you pick up around the environment to the dialogue between Henry and Delilah.
Oh, you must be talking about the Aspen Grove down there.
Yeah, I think that's where I am.
Those trees are actually one root organism. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, they share their water as a colony that can live for hundreds of years, even through fire. Can you believe you're actually getting paid to learn all of these amazing things? Also, by when...
Which brings up probably my next favorite aspect of this game, the voice acting. It's easily some of the best voice work I've heard in a long time in a video game. The chemistry between both characters and the dialogue is absolutely fantastic.
What kind of name is Forrest Burns anyway?
Well, that would be a pun, Hank. A glorious pun.
I went to junior high with a guy named Royal Butts.
Royal?
Butts.
I didn't think anyone had been named Royal since the 1850s.
This of course is aided by top talent handling the voice work, Henry being played by Rich Somer of Mad Men fame, and Cissy Jones as Delilah. On top of great voice acting and dialogue, the soundtrack is pretty solid as well. There isn't any ambient music throughout the game, but at key moments in the story, the music does kick in, setting the tone nicely throughout the game. As for the story itself, for me personally, it's a mixed bag. The first half of this game, in my opinion, is fantastic. The introduction sets up Henry's backstory, as well as letting you choose different options in the prologue that can affect certain conversations and choices you made throughout the game. The story starts off simple enough, picking up after rowdy campers, picking up supply drops, and honestly, these simple segments were probably my favorite part of the story.
2?
Yeah.
I know this will be tough for you, but try to pick your tongue up off the ground and do your job.
Okay. I found them in the lake.
Skinny dipping.
Yeah.
Is that a guy over there?
Oh boy, enjoy dealing with that.
But then things quickly shift gear and things start becoming a bit weird, without giving anything away.
Hey, so the wire is definitely down out here. I just found it. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't look like the wind. It looks like it was cut deliberately.
I knew it the moment.
But with
you
all
said
that
you
being
found their
said,
trash.
let's discuss the bad.
Hey, put that down! Seriously, it was expensive. You asshole!
Probably my biggest issue with this game is the story itself. Things start out simple enough doing simple tasks around the park, but by day 3 the game gears up and immediately picks up pace. The next moment it's day 9, the next it's day 33, then day 60-something, the story's pacing picks up speed, gearing up for what seems to be a very interesting story of who to trust and paranoia-fueled fear of being alone in the woods. But the problem is, the pacing doesn't slow down. The next thing you know, it's over. But not only that, the note it ends on for me personally fell flat and just left me wanting more. But at the same time, I understand the ending. I get the point it was making. As I mentioned earlier, this game makes a topic and point of your emotions and expectations. But my issue is, I wasn't invested to begin with in the paranoia of everything because of the breakneck pacing. So when it ends on the note it did, I just felt nothing. But I did have a few conversations with other people that did play this game and beat it, and they liked the ending and thought it was very humanizing, to quote them. So you may have a different opinion, so don't let this keep you from making your own opinion and actually playing the game. My next issue is the size of the environment itself. The map at first seems big, and the game does a very good job at making the scope of the game seem fairly large. But honestly, once you play for a little bit, you'll quickly realize the paths mostly branch together or go to the same area and are surprisingly linear. My best advice to anyone about to play this is to disable the marker for yourself on the map and actually force yourself to utilize the map and compass to learn your way around the park to at least keep things a tiny bit more challenging. But now let's discuss the opinion.
Arc of our budding friendship.
How exactly are you in charge?
Aw, Henry, that's a good one.
You satisfied?
Yes.
All in all, I think Firewatch is a fantastic looking game. The story is intriguing enough, but I felt the pacing was a bit too fast and left me wanting more of the menial tasks from early on, like dealing with rowdy campers, and the dialogue that came along with it. But other than that, the soundtrack, the quality voice acting, and dialogue overall for the story still more than made up for it in my own opinion. Personally, I clocked in a good 6 hours or so across 2 separate playthroughs, so yes, this game is pretty short, and admittedly, $20 USD is a pretty steep price for the amount of content this game offers you. So I still recommend it, but wait for it to be on sale. But with all that being said, now it's time for the rating.
I bless the rains down and out.